guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another video. As always, I am so excited to have you guys here. And if you're new here, welcome. We are so excited to have you. My name's Claire. I'm a naturopathic doctor and I'm super passionate about helping you feel more empowered when it comes to your health and supporting you on your health journey. So jumping right into the video, we are starting with lunch because if you guys watched my last video, you know that I accidentally deleted the footage from the end of last week and beginning of this week. So that was a great way to start my Monday, just by realizing that I had accidentally deleted a bunch of footage. I had actually had a really good meditation session that morning, so I felt like my nervous system was very primed and ready for that. I was actually able to just kind of breathe through that and accept that the footage was gone and not beat myself up about it. But anyway, moving on to lunch, this has been my hyperfixation lunch. You guys will see that I ate it, I think, for 4 out of 5 of my lunches this week. It's just so quick and easy. I also had a bunch of not so great avocados that I was trying to use up. I also had a bunch of these gorgeous pasture raised eggs from the farmer's market. I've really been making an effort to buy high quality food, especially when it comes to animal product. We know that pasture raised eggs just contain higher levels of choline, B vitamins, vitamins A, D, E, and K. We know that they also tend to have more omega-3 fatty acids. I also think they just taste better as well. So I just smash those up. I usually add the avocado, parsley, garlic powder, salt, pepper. I've also been adding sauerkraut just for a little crunch and also some probiotics. You guys know I love my probiotics, and I'll usually just serve that with some greens. I like to mix them either with a little bit of olive oil or just with some avocado. Like I said, I was trying to use up the avocados this week. I just served that with a little bit of sourdough bread that we got over the weekend, and yeah, that was my lunch. All right, and then moving on to dinner, you guys know I don't go into the clinic on Mondays. It's really my prep day, and I do like to take some time to prep different foods. I always like to prep a few carbs, one, because it's really easy to have them on hand throughout the week. It makes eating healthy a lot easier. And then two, some of the starch actually becomes resistant starch when you cook and cool them. And resistant starch bypasses digestion in the small intestine. It goes to the large intestine where it can be digested by good bacteria in the gut, and they then produce short chain fatty acids, which have a number of benefits throughout the body. Lately, I've been prepping white rice and purple sweet potatoes. I like the purple sweet potatoes better than the orange ones. I just think they have a better texture. Also, you can just tell by looking at the color, they are packed with polyphenols and antioxidants. And I decided to make a little sushi bowl for dinner. Like I said, I was trying to use up all of these avocados that I had in my fridge. I also had some leftover salmon from the weekend. So I just made a little bowl with the rice, salmon, shredded carrots, sweet potatoes, avocado. I also wanted to add kimchi, but I didn't have any on hand, so I just ended up adding some sauerkraut instead. And I think I topped it all off with tamari, but I didn't show it. That was my dinner. It was super delicious. And then for dessert, I had a bunch of these sweet potato brownies that I had made the week before, but unfortunately lost the footage. However, it was a recipe from Instagram, so I will just pop the Instagram link in the description box below. And on Monday morning, I did prep a bunch of carrot cake baked oats that unfortunately the footage got lost. But I did make them again this week for meal prep because they were so good. So if you guys tune into next week's video, the recipe will be in there. I just took them in a little to-go container because I had to go into the office pretty early. I just packed it with some Greek yogurt, hemp seeds, and maple syrup. I also made a coffee and took it with me. And then I do live super close to my clinic, so I came home for lunch and I just had the exact same thing that I had the day before. It really does cut down on decision fatigue when you just kind of have those staple meals that you can go to. I also love this meal. It's got lots of nutrients from the greens, avocado, and the eggs. It's also got a good amount of protein in it as well. And we know that protein, especially in that middle meal throughout the day, is really important for keeping blood sugar levels stable. So I'm always prioritizing that high protein meal in the middle of the day. Moving on to the afternoon, I had a lot of things to get done and I was experiencing what I like to call whelmed. I've been trying to avoid using the term overwhelmed. I just think that the words that we use to describe our state of being have a huge impact on our body and how we perceive our situation. So I've been swapping out the term overwhelmed for whelmed, but to give myself a little break, I decided to make a little cup of tea. The mindful act of getting up and making tea really helps to calm my nervous system. I also like to use herbs that I know will help to kind of calm me down. And then moving on to dinner, this was a little bit of an interesting meal, but I had some chicken in the fridge that I really had to use up. So I just seasoned that with a little bit of avocado oil and of course my favorite, parsley and garlic. If nothing else, I will just put parsley and garlic on things. And then I also had some parsnips. I was going to roast these in the oven, but time kind of got away from me, and whenever I want something on the quicker side, I just shred my vegetables. They cook so much quicker. So you didn't see this, but I took the chicken out of the pan, cooked my parsnips in the juices from the chicken, which made it even more flavorful. I chucked in some of the rice and sweet potatoes. See how those just come on hand to make a really quick meal. I threw that all in a pan with the chicken and some leftover broccoli that I had from the weekend. Obviously not a very aesthetically pleasing meal, but it took me maybe 15 minutes to put together. It actually tasted really good. I topped it off with a little bit of sauerkraut, and of course I was like, this is a great opportunity for me to use up more of these avocados. I've also just been trying to eat more avocados. They're super high in omega-9 fatty acids, they're high in potassium, fiber, they're just a really great healthy food. So that was my dinner. Yes, I do recognize it doesn't look super appetizing, but it was very delicious. And then I had a little brownie as dessert. The weather was super groggy and just cold and rainy on Wednesday, and I was really craving a hot chocolate. So this is my version of a hot chocolate. It's just cacao powder. I put a little bit of maple syrup, and then I don't have one of those frothers. I think I need to buy one. I just use a little whisk. I whisk that together with a little bit of hot water and then top it off with a little bit of soy milk, and it just makes for a nice little warm drink to sip on in the afternoon. And then for dinner, I actually did start on dinner at a decent time. So I roasted up a bunch of parsnips. I just love roasted parsnips. I think they're one of the best vegetables that you can roast. I just seasoned those with some avocado oil, salt, and I just popped those in the oven for about 30 to 45 minutes. Right before those were done, I just warmed up some of the chicken and the white rice, and then I threw in the parsnips. I guess you could just cook the parsnips in the pan. I just really like roasted parsnips. And then over the weekend, we went to Italy and picked up this fancy pesto, so I decided to put some of that in as well. This meal actually turned out to be really delicious. I love anything with pesto on it. I do wish it was a little bit more colorful. The rice, chicken, and parsnips made for a little bit of a bland presentation, but it was super delicious. I would probably make this again, and it was really easy. And on Thursday, I filmed a little bit of my morning routine. I always do some sort of mindful practice in the morning, just depending on how much time I have in the morning to dedicate to that. But even if I only have 5 or 10 minutes, I do like to do some sort of mindfulness practice. We know the profound effect that a mindfulness practice can have on both your physical and mental health, and it's something that I've really prioritized over the past few years. Normally, I'll just read for a little bit, do some journaling, breath work, and meditation, but I always encourage patients to just kind of explore different practices and see what works for you. And then for dinner, I work on Thursday afternoons and into the evening. So me and my boyfriend split up the duties for dinner. I started by seasoning some sweet potatoes with avocado oil, salt, cinnamon, maple syrup, the usual. And I just popped those in the fridge. And then when he got back to the apartment, he put those in the oven. He also made some salmon and roasted broccoli. So we just had that for dinner. I do definitely get lonely living by myself, and it's always nice when someone else comes over to eat eat dinner with me. I really think that meals are just so much better when you can share them with someone. We'll keep on pushing anyways. I don't know where I'm going. Today's one big commotion. I'm being carried by the wake. So hold me like an ocean. I need your soothing motion. Please help me. And Fridays are the only days that I'm in the clinic the entire day, so I will always pack both my breakfast and my lunch. For breakfast, I just packed some more of my baked oatmeal, and then for lunch, I just took some more of the leftovers. I basically had the leftovers from the night before, plus half of an avocado, and I just took that with me to work. And then I had a little break in between patients in the morning, so I went down to the coffee shop and got a coffee. I've really been making an effort to bring my own reusable cup, not only because it's better for the environment, but also because, especially when you're putting hot liquid in a plastic cup, it can leach a lot of endocrine disrupting chemicals, a lot of microplastics into your drink. So I've just been trying to be more diligent about bringing my own reusable cup. But moving on to dinner, I was in the office until pretty late that day, and my boyfriend was pretty busy at work the whole week. So we decided to do takeout from Mamaka's. So while he was out picking up the food, I decided to make us a little side salad just to get a little bit more greens and a little bit more veggies in. I love this salad. I will put the recipe for the dressing in the description box below. But yeah, it was such a good dinner. We got the chicken, the lamb meatballs, the spanakopita, which is our absolute favorite from there. I would highly recommend trying it if you're in Toronto. I think we also got the tzatziki dip. My boyfriend had some leftover roasted potatoes as well. It was just a very nice meal. But that does bring us to the end of the video. As always, I hope you guys got some meal ideas or inspiration. I hope you got some sort of benefit out of the video. If you are looking for more information on different health topics, I would definitely recommend checking out my email list. I will put the link in the description box below. I send out different emails every week on various health topics. Like I said at the start of the video, my goal is really to help empower you on your health journey, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye. Last night